Hello and welcome. I'm Joseph Hoffman, and in this piano tutorial, we're going to learn how to play an easy version of the hit song We Don't Talk About Bruno from Disney's Encanto. Let's come to the piano to get started. First, let's find our position. Our right hand is going to have finger 1 here on middle C, so go ahead and find this on your piano. Finger 1 on C, 2 on D, 3 on E flat, 4 on F, 5 on G. Can you play those 5 notes on your piano? So that's the position for the right hand. The left hand will need a finger 1 on B, finger 2 on A flat, 3 on G, 4 on F. So those are the 4 keys we'll need with the left hand. So can you find this position on your piano? And then we'll be ready to play. First, we have 5 notes going back and forth, right hand, left hand. We don't talk about. So right hand finger 3 on E flat, 2 on A flat. We don't talk about. Now you try. Now notice in the music, you'll see that flat symbol in front of this note. And a flat symbol lasts the whole measure. So if you see one note flat, they're all going to be flat up to the bar line. Same with this A flat in the left hand. It applies to the next A you see as well. So just keeping that in mind, we don't talk about Bruno. So now I added 2 more notes. D down to B in the left hand. Watch again. We don't talk about Bruno. And then we'll add the no, no, no's in just a second. But try that far by yourself. Go. Okay, and then the no, no, no's go no, no, no. Now you try. So let's start at Bruno. We have Bruno, no, no, no. Now you try. Good, let's put that all together. We don't talk about Bruno, no, no, no. Now pause the video and work on that first line by yourself, then press play when you're ready to go on. By the way, the notes that I'm teaching you are in the same key as the original version. So you can even play the movie soundtrack and play along with it using these exact notes, and it should sound great. Let's go on and learn measure 3. Now we have we don't talk, and then this time instead of going back down to the A flat, it's about. So notice that little change. This time it's C to E flat for about. Watch again. We don't talk about. Now you try. So you're going to go back and forth. We don't talk and then about. Try it one more time. Go. And then this time Bruno is F, D, Bruno. Now you try. Good, let's put that all together. We don't talk about Bruno. Now you try. Now if you ever need more practice with something, just pause the video. You can always rewind, whatever you need to do to get this. Now let's go on to measure 5. Here we're going to do a left hand crossover. Watch. Bruno says it looks like rain. See, because I needed one extra note on top, my left hand's going to come over and help, so my right hand can just stay here in this position. Bruno says it looks. Notice those 5 notes are just all stepping up. Try. Bruno says it looks. Your turn. Now for like rain, our left hand's going to cross over like to this A flat, finger 3, like rain, and then rain you'll come back to your right hand, finger 5. So all together we get Bruno says it looks like rain. Now you try. Good, and then the next line, we get 2 C's in a row this time. In doing so, he floods my brain. So remember, you've got to repeat C, in, do, and then it steps up. In doing so, he floods my brain. Now you try. Okay, now Married in a Hurricane comes next. Married in a hurricane. Notice this time your left hand has to play two notes. You're going to step from A flat up to B flat. Married in a hurricane. Now you try. Good, let's listen to this whole section now. Bruno says it looks like rain. 2, 3, 4. In doing so, he floods my brain. 3, 4. Married in a hurricane. 3, 4. Now pause the video and work on that section by yourself, then press play to go on. Now, this version I'm teaching you today are just short excerpts from the longer song. I'm just teaching you the parts that I think are the most fun and simple to play on the piano. And then you can put it together. Like I said, you can play along with the original track and have a lot of fun with this. In this simplified version, it next goes right back to the main theme. We don't talk about Bruno, no, no, no. We don't talk about Bruno. And then we go to my favorite part, 7-foot frame, rats along his back. So let's check that out. So we have 7 foot, 3 C's in the right hand, and then frame, left hand plays this A flat. 7-foot frame. Now you try. Then our left hand needs to use this B, rats along his back. Rats along his back. Now you try. Good, let's put that together. 7-foot frame, rats along his back. Now you try. You can always pause if you need more practice. Otherwise, let's keep going. When he calls. Now you try. When he calls your name. Now you try. The next part goes, it all fades to black. Watch one more time. G, B, B, A flat, A flat. It all fades to black. Your turn. Let's put that together. When he calls your name, it all fades to black. Now you try. Let's add one more word. Yeah, he sees your dreams. Now you try. And then we get feasts on your screams. B, B, A flat, A flat. Now you try. So let's put that together. Yeah, he sees your dreams. Feasts on your screams. Now you try. Let's put that whole section together. We get 7-foot frame, rats along his back. When he calls your name, it all fades to black. Yeah, he sees your dreams, feasts on your screams. All right, pause if you'd like some time to practice that section. Otherwise, let's look at the ending. We come back to the main theme one more time. Rest. We don't talk about Bruno, no, no, no. We don't talk about Bruno. I just added those chords at the end for fun. That's a great chord, huh? If you want to add that, you can too. That was a B, D, F. And with my left hand, I was playing a low G. That's an optional little chord you can add there for fun. All right, let's play through the whole thing. 1. We don't talk about Bruno, no, no, no. We don't talk about about Bruno. Optional chords. Bruno says it looks like rain. 3, 4. In doing so, he floods my brain. 3, 4. Married in a hurricane. 3, 4. Rest. We don't talk about Bruno, no, no, no. We don't talk about Bruno. Optional chords, 7-foot frame. Rats along his back when he calls your name. It all fades to black. Yeah, he sees your dreams, feasts on your screams. Rest. We don't talk about Bruno, no, no, no. We don't talk about Bruno. Like I said, these notes that I showed you are in the original key, so you can play this along with the movie soundtrack. Have lots of fun not talking about Bruno. I hope you enjoyed learning how to play We Don't Talk About Bruno. If you enjoyed this tutorial, be sure to subscribe and check out my other piano tutorials. And if you're serious about learning piano, go to hoffmanacademy.com, where you can find over 300 free video lessons with me, where I'll teach you step by step, not just playing piano, but reading notes and rhythms, understanding music theory, and even composing your own music. Find the link to hoffmanacademy.com below. Thanks for watching, and happy practicing. 7-foot frame, rats along his back. We